Hello, my friends. Bogdan is here, and today I invite you to discuss a bigger topic of how online casino works. So this is for you players who want to understand the other side of casino business, and I'm gonna build this discussion by a mirror approach. So I want to discuss what you see as a player and what actually goes on the side of casino. So I'm gonna be talking about. What happens as you sign up, as you start playing, what actually happens on a casino site. What is the internal bookkeeping over casino and what KPIs does casino have and use on you? What the, is what actually how actually things look different to you as a player and the casino internally, and what gimmicks and tricks casinos would use on you or may use on you to reach their KPIs. So basically, this is a lengthy discussion. For the first part, I'm going to be focusing down to three things: sign up process, depositing, and what happens after deposit when you start playing, what actually happens to the casino lobby, and how you are prompted or guided by casino to play different games. So now that we talk about sign up, deposit, and playing slot machine games, I won't be touching these topics. I give you straight away for you to decide if you're interested to listen further. So when I'm going to be talking about signing up, I want to discuss on a part of casino what's the normal rate of registration for a casino, uh, what happens and how casino if you what happens if you have not if you have registered but not make your deposit, how users who don't make deposits are treated by casino, what's included in the activation process, how follow-up emails are built, what type of bonuses are included, what happens in a regulated markets where bonuses are not allowed as compared to other markets, and why most of the time you will be given free spins bonuses. So this is so much for sign up process. Coming out to depositing, I will be inviting you to discuss what are the most popular deposit methods and why is it so, how these deposit methods are regarded by casino, what is better for casino if you make one big deposit or a group of smaller or a number of smaller ones. How know your customer clauses work? When are they enacted? And what's included? How bonuses are attached to your deposit? Is it automatically or not? What happens if bonuses is attached automatically? And why casinos do use this? So then, how funds are actually credited and kept on your account? What is the different types of wallets the casino use? Um, Finally, how online casinos would regard your deposit internally. So, how do they keep this money? What are the fair and unfair terms of deposit rollover? And what's the internal bookkeeping of how much money a casino is stationed to take away from your deposit as their revenue? When we come down to lobbies and games, we will be discussing how exactly lobby may look different once you have made your deposit, how the look and feel of lobby will change depending on the amount of deposit that you use, how game suggestion works, and why you might be given high volatility games in the first place. Uh, what is the essence of restriction of bet amount when you wager your bonuses? Uh, what is the most popular bet amount statistically, and why? And why casinos are interested in raising your bet amount when you play for your own money? And we will also touch on progressive jackpot games, how they work uh, actually. So these are three things three larger issues I want to discuss right now. If you're ready to go with me, so let's start with sign up process. So sign up process is quite actually quite the beginning of the whole journey. When you decide to go for a casino, you would evaluate the look and feel of casinos, look at the licenses, look at the lobby structure, and so on. Obviously you will be looking into bonuses and what to expect from a casino. So most of the time, I'm coming down from the casino data as I get as being a part of casino launch team numerous time, or as a casino affiliate as a dinar on my publication, my casino index. So most of the time players would register and then take a pause before making a deposit. So normal rate of registration for a casino in the eyes of casino is 2 to 3% given the whole amount of traffic, including bots and so on and so on, artificial traffic. And when we come to the high quality traffic, it means that up to 10% of the whole of visitors might want to register to sign up for a casino without making deposit, just to start off with. So if you are not one of those guys who sign up, you are just nothing for a casino, it's just regular traffic. If you have sign up, if you fit into this 2-3%, or including the bots traffic, artificial one, or 10% including just of the people's traffic, so then you step up on the hierarchy for the casino, and you are regarded as a prospective client or as a lead. So what happens then? So it depends on most of the time it depends on the geography, time of day, and how you has been segmented by the player account management system. So players from so-called tier 1 geographies, where the amount of deposit is higher than average, or the largest amount of deposit is like European countries, Nordic countries, Canada, and so on and so on. Those players want to be reactivated by support teams. So you will be, most of the time you will be receiving emails that would invite you to get to make a deposit. Most of the time 2 or 3 emails will follow before they try to they decide to let you go. So if you not making your deposit right away, you might be expecting for some kind of bonuses or some kind of bonus in the first place. Mostly it will be free spin bonus. So what is free spin bonus, and why do they use it to reactivate or to make you to make you deposit money? Free spin bonus is something that comes from a software provider. I mean the game software provider, the game developer himself or herself. It's not actually what casino gives you. So it comes from the promotion program of a casino games vendor, and it's a part of their own marketing to make you try their games. So effectively, plainly speaking, free spins bonuses are kept on the balance of game vendors, game providers. These are not money that have been given, money or free spins have been given to you by casino, but by a casino game provider himself. So these things are very cheap for casino operator. This exactly why they would give you these free spins bonuses in the first place. So they would come up with a requirement to make a deposit or without. So nevertheless, they will be attached high original requirements, and you might not expect to come to get away with at least some kind of winnings. This is made not for this purpose. This is made the other ways. So the first bonus, the first that comes in, is made for you to try the water, to actually make yourself comfortable with the casino and make you deposit. Plainly speaking, those things come to make you the client of this casino no matter what. So it doesn't even matter what is the size or amount of deposit that you make, but what matters that is for a casino not to lose you as a client after the registration process. So the internal KPI for a casino is make as much possible as much clients channeling from registration to real money deposit as possible. So to give you the idea, the good mathematics, the good ratio is about 25% of those registered would come to make deposit. This is the one of the internal KPIs. So when you start this interaction or the whole game with casino, you must understand that once you sign up, you are on their radar, so you are actually treated as a lead. If you come from a rich geography, they will try to follow up you several times, maybe even call you or send SMS. Uh, if you have been segmented as a prospective, as a good client. If you come from a poor or tier two geographies, you might be never never reactivate it. So you just go down and that's all. But most of the time they will send you 2 3 emails with different kind of bonuses. The first one might be free spin bonus that comes from the game vendor itself. It may not even go with deposits, so it will be absolutely no deposit bonus, free spin, no deposit. Maybe otherwise, but you may expect to receive 2 3 emails to get you on board to make a deposit. So there'll be a whole different, whole another story if you are from a regulated geography like Germany, or Sweden, or United Kingdom, for example. For example, in those first Germany and Sweden, the casinos would not be able to give you bonuses. So the whole thing is different here, and the reactivation process will start from following you up by just simple prompting to get you on board to try uh, to entice you with the story, the casino story, and so with the way they treat clients effectively. When there's no deposits, the casino would try to would want to spend more efforts to trying to reactivate you. So you may expect 5 to 6 interaction in these geographies. They will try to work with you through SMS and so on and so on. Maybe even calling you because they have not much to give you, and they want, but they still wanna have you on board. So they wanna send you the onboarding emails talking about how the power of the license that they have, talking about the internal things and it works in the casino and so on and so on. So these are difference between regulated geographies where bonuses are not allowed and the other types of geographies. So this is for you to give you the whole idea what happens on the first stage when you sign up. And now I will probably wrap it up with the idea of what is the how actually the client is viewed by casino. So as I was saying, there's a role of simple user, the role of a lead or a person who have registered on the casino, and a real time or first time real money or first time depositor, FTD. So these are 3 different roles, and obviously amount of registration really important, because this is the whole leads base that casino reactivation or activation team works with, and it's important to have a constant number of leads like you for a casino to try to make it go in. But what's more important is the number of real-time depositors. So you have to be the first-time player. So ideally you have not been registered in this casino previously. So you're quite new customer for them. Ideally, you have to be rich or a person who is making the amount of deposit higher than average. So just to give you an idea, the average amount of deposit is, especially in the first several months as you go, is about 50 euros. So if you make a deposit higher than 50 euros, closer to 100 euros right away, you will be right now, you'll be right from this stage, you'll be labeled as a prospective client. So it puts you in a whole another category, and more efforts of the business intelligence systems that the casino work employ will be targeted on you. So the whole idea about the client works revolves about the around the idea of the client value. So it also sometimes called a lifetime value of a casino player, of a casino client, and it operates two things: is the number, is the amount of your deposit, and the number of deposit you make. So if you make the average amount of deposit of 100 euro and make deposit every 2 weeks, it means it's over the year, your lifetime value is like this. So casino doesn't even care, doesn't actually how much money you win or you lose. What's important for them in the first place is and what's taken as a value for you as a value of you as a client is the amount of money you deposit or you take into or you put into the system. So this is how a casino value, a client value is regarded by a casino. Why? I explain later in details. So now this is maybe all for signing up process. So I have told you about how different types of clients are categorized by casino. What happens if you come from a bad geography? Happens if you come from the premium geography? What might be included in follow-up emails? How many emails you will expect to see? And now coming down to depositing part. So, well, depositing is actually the start of the journey in casino. So it is only after you have made the deposit you can be actually viewed as a player, as a part of the client base. So what are the popular deposit methods and how they are regarded by casino? By far the most popular deposit method for players are e-wallets or electronic wallets like Skrill, Nitel, and so on and so on. Also, prepaid methods like PaySafe cards are really popular, ideal, and so on and so on. So, on the whole, e-wallets are really popular. PayPal e-wallet also in the UK are quite popular. The second is credit cards. They are transparent, clear, and they are also very popular. And the third group of payment method is crypto or Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So how these groups of payment ways are regarded. So the best for a casino is if you make obviously if you make a deposit using a credit card or I mean debit card or credit cards like on the whole, or you use a e-wallet that can be really traced down to your identity, to your credit card, your bank account, and so on. So the worst solution for them is that you use anonymous e-wallets. In this case, it is hard for them to really identify you and try to avoid bonus abuses. This is why, for example, most of the time casino would not give you any bonuses if you use anonymous accounts using your different emails, and this is how Skrills and Nutella most of the time are ruled away from the bonuses. So you cannot really use it if you want to get them bonuses. So crypto deposits are also anonymous, but still they're really welcomed by casino, and in this case, now most of the casinos would make a smaller deposit bonuses, but still it is available despite the fact that it's really anonymous, and you can actually have a whole number of crypto wallets and use bonuses in a casino several times. It is also true that casino would fight by other means, I mean, by means of tracking your browser and so on, but still, on the part of payment method, they would try to categorize players in those who are really traced down to the payment method, and it's clear who actually makes this one. So this is zero risks players. Two players who can make several, who can claim several bonuses, and this is high risk. And also finally, the crypto wallets or crypto players who are actually, for whom it's easy to make to claim several bonuses, but they are still very, very I don't know, perspective for them. So they would give them bonuses, but in smaller amounts. But still, they would try to catch you with different means. So let's discuss another idea. What is better for casino if you make a bigger deposit or a number of smaller ones? So this idea boils down to what I've discussed previously. I mean, what is the value of a client and how casino regards the client value? So actually, simply saying, it is more profitable for casino if you make one lump sum, a large lump sum deposit. By contrast, if you make if you deposit this same amount of money, but in several transactions, like 5 or 10 deposits, because actually casinos which those player management systems are triggered by the amount of deposit. Most of the scenes inside casinos are triggered by the number of deposit by the amount of deposit that you have. So this is how you get offered different types of games. You get your lobby restructured. You get your VIP or pre-VIP support. You get your chain of letters, of email letters, and so on. This is all built upon the number of deposit that you make. So if you are a prospective client, it means we will work with you more. If you're not, so you're left to your own devices. So what is the economical and mathematical sense of this? So actually, most of the time, a casino would, once you have made a deposit, a casino would treat a portion of deposit already as their own money. This is not official. I mean, this is not, you cannot really find it in the literature or somewhere on the casino website, but I give you the whole idea of how the mathematics works. It means the casino business are in a way like banking. So if you make a deposit with money, if you they will use your money, and as a result of this usage of your money, they will make your own their own profit. And so this deposit actually locked in, and the larger the amount of deposit, the more incentives they will give you in order to turn over this deposit, to make bets using this deposit. So it's crucial that you have a big deposit, and they can try to make you wager the more you can, as by the contrast to doing the same with a smaller deposit. So this is like obvious idea of what's more profitable to them. Now let's think about, if we're talking about larger amounts of deposits, we will inevitably touch the topic of know your customer. So know your customer requirements most of the time are triggered when deposits or the whole or withdrawal, this can be triggered to deposit or to withdrawal, are in excess of probably 2,000 euros. So if you make less, you might not think about know your customer in the first place. It can be used the other ways. The casinos may try to use know your customer requirements in order to operate the liquidity. simply saying not to pay you money fastly. This can be used as a trick, but normally know your customer only to get when you make a number of bets, or your overall deposit is more than 2,000 euro, or you try to withdraw the same amount. Well, now your customer is not as terrifying as many of new players may think. So it just most of the time when you open a bank account or something like this, you have to present your bill, where you live, of utility bill for water, gas, or whatever. You may want to make a photo of your passport together in front of your head, in front of your face. I mean, you also may want to make a photo of yourself with a credit card, or additionally give a transaction statement from your credit card. This is probably all. So it's not that really uh, hard, but still there's an idea that if you go for the casino you cannot trust in the first place, so it may weigh on your mind. It's not really comfortable for you to do. So this is why actually many players would try to evade this stuff and try to use crypto or use e-wallets without actually going for the threshold and then falling under know your customer requirements. All right, so let's discuss how bonuses actually then work. So suppose you came here, you understand what kind of deposit methods you have. You may easily use a credit card. You may easily start a wallet even if you don't have one, and transfer money from your credit card to your e-wallet and so on. You may also use Bitcoin. You can actually buy it on the website of a casino, not actually on the very website, but there will be a link and so on and so on. So yeah, in certain cases you can actually buy it on the website of the casino. And now, once you made the deposit, we also discussed that the average amount of deposits probably about 50 euros, especially in the beginning. So what happens next? Well, historically there were two types of casinos. First, this is where you shall be claiming your bonus, and the second are those where you get your bonus automatically. So well, despite the common idea, the bonuses are not used by every player. So there's a whole bunch of players, or a group of players who are not interested in bonuses, and this is true because playing with bonuses lays a lot of restrictions on you as a player. So lots of people would neglect it, and this is how casinos would make you claim bonuses. But it was kind of the practice in the past. Now the casinos, with the advance of those casino management platforms and these analytics, most of the casinos would incent to prompt you get these bonuses. So it's common practice that bonuses will be attached automatically, but you then have to tell them that you don't want bonus. So you have to reject bonus immediately manually. So the whole idea that bonuses will be attached to your deposit like automatically boils down to the very essence of bonuses. So bonuses are made to make you turn over your deposit more and more, because the turning over of your deposit is how your online casino makes money. So I will explain it like very simply for those of you who don't actually understand. So you have the central paradigm here is GGR. So GGR is a casino's a gross gaming revenue. So this is in the real world, it's a sales of every business. So this is the amount of money you make gross. So the GGR of casino is calculated as a return to play is a opposite to return to play. If you go to every casino games page, you will find return to play. Most of the time, it's like 94, 96%. So it means that casino age, the opposite of return to play, is most of the time is 4 to 6%. So this is a percentage. This is a casino age. This is what casino has advantage on you on every bet statistically that you make. So this is a central point that the casino age is given in this percentage, maybe closer to 5% on every bet. So to get you lose more, casino would want you make more bets like daily, because on every bet they have a statistical advantage over you close to 5%. So if, for example, let's make a plain example. If you, for example, will deposit 100 euro, and the goal of casino is to take away all the money that you deposit, so it will statistically take 25 times to turn over your deposit 25 times before you have lost all the money, under the condition of 4% casino age on you, or 96% of games return to player RTP. This is the most common case. So if you play like high RTP games all over the place with a 96 percentage return to player, it will take 25 times of your deposit statistically to make you lose all your money. So it means that if you play with bets of 1 euro per spin, it will probably take so it's 25 times per turnover. It will probably take 25 times you play the game. So if you play the game 100 spins, it's 15 minutes of play, 50, maybe 20 minutes of play, depending on how you play on the automatic regime or manually. 15 minutes of play, 25 time, 25 session, and you lost your money statistically. This is zero. You left with the zero. If a game's RTP is less, closer to 94, so it will take 16 times or 16 sessions. If you make bets more than 1 euro, for example 2 euro, so it will take 8 playing sessions for you to get statistically to lose all your money. So this is why the crucial parameter or the crucial idea of the whole gaming business is to make you turn over your deposit as many times as possible, because the more you turn over, the more that the casino age on you is realized. So this means that the good idea for a casino is to make you turn over your deposit amount probably from 10 to 15 times on the duration of the year. So it probably means that on average you will lose 40 to 55% of your deposit any time you play a casino. So if you start and you look at the end of the year or at the end of a smaller period, but the year is fine because it's economically or financially good thing to do, you will lose probably closer to half of your money in exchange for this entertainment of playing casino. You'll get high sometimes, you get low sometimes, but if you roll over your amount of your deposit at least 10 times, as casino would intend you to do, you will lose from 40 to 50% of your deposit. This is the cruel figures, the mathematics, and just facts. So, this is why the bonuses are attached automatically, because bonuses they go to merge with your own funds, and this is how you actually start playing to fulfill the requirements which are known as the wagering requirements. So it means, in plain words, that we give you money like this right away for nothing, but you have to turn over your deposit and this bonus deposit that we have given you several number of times. But the trick here is that you, if you look very attentively in terms and conditions, that you first turn over your own deposit, and then, and only after that, the bonus deposit that has been given you by casino. It's a smaller difference, but it decides every aspect, because, as we discussed, so to make you lose your money, or at least half of your money, 40 to 55%, which is desirable for a casino after a year, working a year of lifetime of a client, they will need to make you a turnover your deposit at least 10 to 50 to 14 times. So this is how your wagering requirements are structured, because you will turn your own money in the first place. What is the wagering requirements? What numbers are they? So you as a player must know that in most cases the wagering requirements start from 30 times playthrough or turnover of this money, and comes to 55 times. So 30 to 55 is the range, the viable range of turnover or playthrough or wagering. Three terms are used interchangeably. But the trick here is that some wagering requirements would make you turn over only the bonus amount. Some wagering requirements would make you pull together all your money, the real money balance and bonuses balance, and roll over it together. Which actually means, if you have 100 percentage bonus, which actually means that it will double your requirements. So if you have 30 times deposit plus bonus wagering, it actually means that you have 60 times requirement on bonus part, for example, alone. So this is done for you to make your statistical chances of winning any money of bonus close to zero, coming down close to zero. So effectively, even 30 times wagering requirement, 30 times of bonus, leaves you a very thin chances, if at all, to realize at least any gain, because it will take a game about probably 99% of ATP to statistically make you at least some money. If you look at the numbers, you will find that I'm right. Well, yeah. So the whole idea of the bonus that is given you is that, first, to make you roll over your deposit faster, and second is in a way it's a behavioral idea, is that to make you probably get used to rolling over the money, get used to the play itself. This is why some bonuses are structured like this, that they will be given in parts, like day after day for 7 or 10 days. So it has to be, it's done in the mind with making you instilling a habit of playing regularly with you. So this is how bonuses are done, and this is why they are given automatically, because the casino at every point will try to make you turn over your deposit as quickly and as frequently as possible. Well, yeah. So now we're gonna be discussing maybe in little detail how exactly the money are credited to your balance. I've already said this. It has been they are real money balance and bonus balance. These are different wallets in the system. If you look inside, because in the system, the requirements, the license requirements for casino is to keep this money on different wallets. They can be there is a seamless integration of different wallets of a player. There can be different instances of different wallets, and there's a seamless integration between wallets. But on the legal side, there's two different balances: the balance of your own money and the balance of the monies that has been given you like this for free, with the requirements to play through. So this is where most of the terms come from. So if you look at the early of the history of the term of real money casino is a casino when you play for your own money, not the bonus money. So this is a real money casinos when you play it for the money that you own. Also, by contrast to social casino, yeah. So actually, the bonus wallets are really important for casino, and this is actually one of the incentives, one of the major leverages that are used by casino on you to make you turn up your deposit fast and frequently. Except for bonus wallet, they only have support or the main awards, the support guys who will try to tickle you and say, "Oh, it's time to play," but no actual incentives. And also, except for this, they have a kind of nice idea for the casino is tournaments. So tournaments is actually a spirit of competition between players, with prizes, with given away of some prizes for those who play more or turn their deposit more frequently. So these are basically three things: the bonuses, the support or the relationship, and tournaments that are used by casino to make you play more. They can be also such things as, for example, the bonuses that they come from, as I was saying, they come from casino games providers. These are kept off balance of a casino. They're just given for no money by vendors effectively, and this is probably the fourth part. But still, it's a powerful instrument for casinos to work with, to employ on you, and this is how it works to make you to develop a behavioral habits, to make you spend and to make you roll over your deposit more. Okay, so how casino regards your deposit internally? As I was saying, they were keeping your deposits in a separate account from your bonuses if you have ones, and even from their own money, because casino revenues are regarded as a casino own money. They shall be kept separately. After that, we have to think about what happens if you make a deposit, for example, but would not try to play by some reason. You would try to pull away money back to your account, for example. What happens here? So in most cases, it's no problem. You can do it. Maybe it comes for a fee for a withdrawal if a casino would use a withdrawal fee. But there are some casinos that you have to look at the terms and conditions that would require a certain rollover of this deposit. Most of the time, it comes with 1 to 3 times deposit rollover before you can withdraw. It's unfair terms and conditions, and I urge you to beware of such kind of casinos, but still, it means that a casino actually regards deposit as an invitation to the whole thing, and it regards at least a portion of your deposit as their own money, because you inevitably, due to the casino agent, you inevitably will lose. It only takes time to discover what part of your bonus you will actually lose, what part of your deposit you will actually lose in the end of the day. All right. So by as we were talking, by the internal bookkeeping of a casino, what the numbers that I seen every day with my own eyes, the over the year long period, the player would lose from 40 to probably 55-56% of the deposit of the yearly amount of deposit. So roughly saying, you will lose the half of your money that you invest or you deposit in a casino in exchange for the time that you have played in these slot machine games, in exchange for the thrill that you have when you win something, and the feeling low when you lose something. But in the end of the day, in the end of the period, I take a yearly period, you will lose probably closer to half of your deposit, and this is the how it works. This is the simple reality. So for the internal accounting, internal bookkeeping of a casino, uh, your player's role or your player's identity is defined by the number of deposits, because they already predict that this part of your deposit they will have in the end of the year, and it comes as a GGR or gross gaming revenue, and it will be spread over to the casino game providers, casino platform or software licenses, to the traffic providers. So it will be distributed with a significant amount of money left to casino. All right, so this is so much for depositing. So the reality of depositing, how casinos regard your deposit, how they keep your deposit, what is the whole idea of attaching bonuses, and so on and so on. And now let's talk about lobbying games. What happens if you once you deposit, once you start playing or decide to start playing? So what is the magic inside of the casino that happens on this stage? So actually, working with casino cores or casino software models daily, I can see that there's a whole group of models dedicated to content management or game representation. So it means that the software is geared towards to identifying what type of clients are you, what depending on the amount of deposit, what, and the geography, and probably other factors like time of day and so on and so on. What kind of games would you want to have? And this is the like zero stage. Later, as the business intelligence will accumulate facts on you, later this is the chain of signals and the chain of reactions will be more complex, but in the end of the day they will try to give you or prompt you to play the games that are really more profitable to casino. So you have to be right that everything that you see on the lobby after you make a deposit is for a reason. It actually does not look as it is. So it's done for a reason, and the casino makes your own play with you. So you have to know it and lead your own game. So what I'm talking about is that the game suggestion works like this. So the player account management would suggest, would you put you into a segment or category, and would suggest a starting point of your journey for the rubrics, or like best for you, best for wagering if you have been given bonuses, and the games based on your history of play once you tried something up. So best for you, most of the time, if you make a considerable deposit, more than 50 euros, best for you will be newest and highly volatile games. You may check my words, do it yourself, and see what will be given to you, what will be suggested to you by casino software. Best for wagering. Some casinos would also will make it easy for you. They would suggest slot machines that are better for wagering, but be varied. Those slot machines have lower than average or lower than you would have expected a return to play. So most of the time they also would have lower volatility. So you have to think of it else also, but a lower return to player would make your chances of getting away with winnings closer to zero. Okay, so why exactly high volatility games are promoted? How our advice to you will be suggested to you and promoted. High volatility games are every casino's babe because actually they are quite thrilling. So you can come high and low. The payment cycle is long, so you can be going down into red zone for a while, for a quite long while, and then you'll be having a huge winning streaks. So what's important to know about high volatility games is that the the distribution of results of win and lose results and the number of wins or how casino says a win rate, the distribution is very very um, it takes a very big range. So you can win, lose, win, lose, 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 win. So the high volatility game is not that you keep closer to zero. It means that actually the game is very, very unpredictable, and you can lose several, maybe tens or even 20s of spins in a row. What actually it means in practical terms? It means the high volatility games on the mathematical part, on the statistical part, they're just the same to a casino. They all have the random game, random number generator, and they all have RTP. So in the end of the day, given a considerable number of players, they're just the same to casino like any other games. But when it comes to new players, especially players with a taste to risk and maybe smaller deposits, high volatility games are casino babes because they would require a little more than average wallet or deposit to start playing them, because due to high volatility they can keep you low for a long time. So it will actually require you to roll your turnover your deposit less than you expected to get the same amount of money to a casino. So it means they're actually profitable for casino, but they're also exciting to some players. But they might be profitable if casino would try to use some tricks on you. For example, if you have a lower than average bet, for example, €2 to €3 bet, and a lower than for example, small deposit of €50. Under this condition, be sure that you are closer to you're in trouble, because these games would require much more significant deposit and probably lower bets to realize their full potential. So this is a kind of trick, and it is important to understand that these games are thrilling, but maybe not for you in the first place. All right, so now then we've discussed the high volatility ones. What's the use and restriction of bets when you wager? So we've discussed, or we might know that the more bet, the more average number of average amount of bet you make, the faster you turn over your deposit, the faster you come to the results that's desirable for a casino, that you lose a portion of your money, of your deposit. So it's effectively, it's really easy to understand that high stakes, high bets bring you to the position of high rollers, especially when you have a big deposit, and it's really profitable for a casino. But not in case of when you play with bonus money. Why exactly? Actually, from a statistical point of view, it doesn't even matter what kind of bet you have, because the overall RTP or the overall casino agent you will be realizable no matter what. But if you make large bets, it gives the idea that some players would win significant amount out of the bonuses, and some players will lose. On the overall plan, the picture stays the same, but effectively it means that some players will actually get away with casinos money more effectively, and the casinos will have to respond by increasing veteran requirement. This is not popular. Increasing veteran requirement is one of these things that casinos don't like, and because players don't like, so they have to put down the amount of the possible maximum amount of wager or bet. So this is how it works actually. Maybe the larger casinos, they have a good outstanding balance and larger budgets. They are not in a risk zone because over the whole amount of players, this will be distributed, and the casino will be, well, they pay away some winnings, and if provided the anti-fraud works well, it's no problem. But for small casinos, it can constitute a real problem because actually some people would take away money from casino for nothing, and this is a problem because this will be peaks or certain volatility in the payable in the accounts payable for a casino, and at some point the casino will have to give away lots of money, and they cannot still make it work in terms of financial. This is why one of the reasons the casino would try to reduce the minimum bet for during your wagering. All right. So what's next? What is the most popular bet statistically? Statistically, if you take the statistics of European Union, the average bet is 1.2 euro. So most of the players like this, they play for 1 euro bets, and this is a simple fact. I play 2 euro bet, but this is, it actually depends on your taste, risk, and your budget. So statistically, it's 1.2 euro per bet. Why? Well, actually, it's really easy. It's handy for if you have, for example, 100 euro deposit. It's handy to calculate how many bets you can make, how many winnings on your bet, because the winnings are denominated in the coins in the bets that you made. So it's easy, and it's actually more plain, and you can also calculate the time that you may have by playing with this amount, because if you double your bet, you will burn your money 2 times faster. So this is like obvious reasons. All right. Why casinos are interested in raising the amounts, and why do they do it? Most of the time, not only casinos but also game providers are interested in raising your bet amount because, as I was saying, it makes your deposit turn around faster, and you will lose your money faster. For a casino provider, it's money from the air, so it's money from nothing just to make you double your bet. If you have checked with many contemporary online casino games, slot machines, they will give you incentives. Play for 2 or 3 euro per bet, and we can increase your chance of winning. So they will discourage or give you sacrifice even a certain point of RTP. They will give you high RTP in exchange to making you bet more per single bet. So this is a kind of trick, but also it makes a great economic sense because it leads to a rollover of your capital of your deposit, faster rollover of your deposit. And finally, let's discuss jackpot games. Jackpot games were hugely popular all the time. But what's important for you as a player to understand that the winnings from jackpots games are played not by casino but by a software provider. So there's a progressive jackpot where the all the funds of players are pulled, and then on a certain event, the portion of the money, except for the casino of age or event of age, is distributed to a single or several persons who take this jackpot. So the game is such games are thrilling, but they are not hugely popular on the casino side because uh, on the casino mathematics, they require a higher percentage of money to be given by a casino operator to a games provider. So the license for this game cost more costly because the providers have to reserve this money to give away to the jackpot winners. So they are quite popular with players, but not so popular with casino games, with casino operators. So they can be found maybe at the bottom of the page, but still, this is how they work. Well, this is probably so much for what we have planned for the start, how casino works. We discussed signing up process and the issues with this, the depositing process, and how games and lobby works after you have made the deposit. In the next video of this series, I will discuss the basics of casino mathematics, what's important about casino mathematics, what's more profitable to play with or without bonuses, how veteran requirements actually work, what is the the portrait of typical player in numbers. So I will discuss it more in details, and also I wanna dedicate a special video to withdrawals and how withdrawals work. Thank you for watching. If you have your questions or would like respond to some of my points here, I welcome you to do so, or drop me email. My email is on the channel or on the website. Thanks. Bye.